See, I love the presentation which Professor Geeta put forward. I mean, such a lucid insight into what is ailing with numbers. And it came out very clearly that private schools have been doing the same job more effectively and at a lesser expense. So that thing is almost proven from what she talked about. But we have to understand why we are still continuing all this. As an academic, I have a different point of view, sometimes theoretic, and sometimes, it comes out of how practice has shaped theory. But if you see that our constitution itself, the preamble, when it was the two key magic buzzwords of socialist and secular were added, right since then, there is a lot being done in the name of government and social good and public good, and this is the situation we are in today. Now we have to understand that theory also talks about if there is a lock-in, it takes ages to come out of it. So that much more strong the willpower has to be in the government. So what is this lock-in I am talking about? लाखों स्कूल खोल दिए, अब उनको चलाने के लिए कुछ लाख और टीचर्स चाहिए होंगे, और उनके आने से वो पॉलिटिसाइज होगा, बच्चों को कम फीस पे, पेरेंट्स को कम फीस पे बच्चों को पढ़ाने की आदत लगेगी. ये सब लॉक-इन है. लॉक-इन एज इन एक बार वो आदत लग गई कि पढ़ाना नहीं है, नहीं पढ़ाने से चलेगा, या फिर 50 रुपए पर मंथ से ज्यादा की फीस मैं नहीं दे सकता. मेरे ही गांव में राजस्थान में मेरे ख्याल से 40-50 रुपए फीस है, उसमें मिड डे मील्स भी मिलती है. और उसके बगल में एक ग्रेजुएट ने अभी प्राइवेट स्कूल खोला है और उसमें वो सिर्फ 125 रुपए लेता है पर मंथ, और 125 में वो करीबन आधे से ज्यादा गवर्नमेंट स्कूल के बच्चे शिफ्ट हो गए यहाँ पे. तो शायद उनको 50 और 125 में वो फर्क इतना नजर नहीं आया जितना इस चीज में फर्क नजर आया कि डिसिप्लिन है और प्रेशर टू परफॉर्म है, और वहां पे एक प्राइवेट एंटरप्राइज का फंड है. व्हाई डू वी थिंक प्रॉफिट इज बैड? And that is why this socialism concept is seeping into all kinds of decision making. My take is, by doing this, by removing the competition, we have not allowed the private sector money to flow free into this. And what is happening is everything has to be done under public NGO or a Section 25 company or a trust. And you are called a private school because the owners of that trust, the members of that trust is from a private community, but you're not supposed to make profit. Now, how far is that possible if you're not making money, putting it back into the system, trying to make it better, trying to make it larger? आप देखिए कि इंसेंटिव किस टाइप के हैं. नेगेटिव इंसेंटिव्स हैं कि अगर आप प्रॉफिट नहीं कमा सकते तो प्रॉफिट कमाने के तरीके आप खोज लेंगे. सो अभी क्या किया जा सकता है? व्हाट कैन वी डू? देयर आर 2-3 थिंग्स आई जस्ट वांट टू टच अपॉन इन दिस. एक था कि देयर हैज टू बी अ डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन पब्लिक प्रोविजन एंड पब्लिक प्रोडक्शन. इस चीज को अगर हम अटैक कर पाए government level पे. Now public provision is the prime responsibility because education is a right, is a basic necessity. It feeds into productivity, awareness, national income, everything. Right? There is no doubt about that. Public provision is a responsibility of the government. We are into socialist practices because at the time when all these policies were made in 1940s, 50s and 60s, the private sector was not so forthcoming. Except the Birlas and Singhanias, I'm sorry to use them, but they did it purely on philanthropic motives, right? फतेहपुर एक शहर है, मतलब टाउन है राजस्थान में, इतनी बड़ी स्कूल है. वो सेठ जी हैं, कलकत्ता में रहते हैं. उन्होंने एक टाइम पे 60-70 के ज़माने में उन्होंने बहुत सारी, ऐसे कई एग्जाम्पल्स आपको मिलेंगे वहाँ पे. So can government limit itself to the ideals of public provision and create conditions that public production happens in private hands? That is my one point on the base policy. The second point I want to speak about is the voucher system. We keep talking about this, that, put the power in the hands of the students. Let the school run after the students rather than the teachers running after the government. Let the power to choose the school lie in the hands of the student, and the poor student get it through the vouchers, through which they will go and automatically choose the better school rather than the nearer school. Better school rather than the nearer school, because they don't have a choice. We talk about school choice, but where is the choice? I don't see that choice. Technology I want to emphasize. Yesterday I was in Samsung in Gurgaon, Samsung futuristic products that they were talking about. There was an entire section on education, and they were talking about this size of a classroom board as well. But they showed us 55-inch display with a smart board app over it, like a board over the display board. Display is like a TV, and this smart app will be over the board, and you can actually write with your fingers. You can press just touch a corner and bring it down and clean and wipe it, or send it by email. Everything happening dynamically. Of course that costs, but look at it. When the numbers you look at, the kind of numbers that are being spent without results, I think technology can be used in a huge way by developing management information systems, GPS enabled mobile internet technology. It has come in the higher education, the MOOCs, the massively organized free courses around. You can do a Harvard or Princeton in India today with all the courses that are done by MBAs. National Digital Library, internet-based classes, cloud technology, knowledge work, open access materials, education resources, everything. Technology is a big enabler. We have seen that it brings the kind of competition. You have seen it in telecom, you have seen it in airfares, you name it, and wherever competition has come in, it has brought wonders. And the one class of people, stakeholder, which has benefited the most is consumer. To me, the child, the student is the ultimate consumer. We have to give power into their hands, money through vouchers, technology, whatever way we can. Thank you very much.